ET Books fans. We are here to review Buddhist Boot Camp by Timber Hawkeye. I don't know if you've been on his blog, his website. It's very interesting. I was reading it a few years ago and then forgot about it. And this, in the past, few months in the winter, so winter 2020, my friend told me that she had gotten this for her children, her grown children. And I was like, great, because when I think, now this is from someone who knows nothing, but when I think of Buddhism, I think peace. Like, if I had, that's what comes to mind. Like when I think of Oklahoma, the prairies come to mind. So I was looking for something to help me have a little bit of peace and get centered. So when she recommended this, I'm like, oh, and then I recognize his name, Timber Hawkeye. So this book is great for beginners, I would say. It suits the title, totally suits the title because it is basic. It's your basic boot camp. It talks about, well, the basics of Buddhism. I don't want to ruin it for you. On the other hand, if you don't know anything like I didn't, or maybe you think you don't, but you do, like I found out, this book, I'll just read the back, a little bit of that to you, okay? So Buddhism, it says, is all about training the mind. And boot camp is an ideal training method for this generation's short attention span. It's true, we have short attention spans. While I'm waiting for my computer to process, it doesn't really take that long. I mean, I remember back in the days of dial-up. This does not take that long today. However, I'm like, oh, wow, it's been 2 seconds. I'm going to look at my phone, right? So we definitely, even at my age, has a short attention span. And this is just, these have short little chapters. There's one about grasping. There's a section focused on religion and spirituality. There's one man's truth with another man's blasphemy. They're just short little, you might say, vignettes. Sometimes he includes vignettes of how things have worked out for him and how his family has reacted. And it's sort of instruction on how to live with more peace and centeredness. And he's also, I don't know if he actually comes out and says it, but he leans toward towards the minimalist line of thinking. So one way that he helps himself to center is by having less stuff. Obviously that doesn't work with all of us. His idea, the way he lives, might be a little extreme compared to other minimalists, or not as extreme, but that is one of his methods. Not to say that this is about minimalism. It's just to say that that's one of the things he brings up. My fourth grader and I have read a chapter a night, and I think a chapter, I don't know if I can even call it a chapter, a section a night. And each section is like very short. Here's a section, life is a piece of cake, and then you're on the next section, less is more. So it's nice that it's really concise and succinct, and it's so brief that even a child has no problem reading it with you and hopefully gleaning some of the truths along with you in his early age versus waiting till he's older to do this. So I do recommend this if you are a novice at the idea of Buddhism or peace, and if you want something that's a quick read, it'd be great. I think this type of book would really be good, like if it was in a waiting area. Usually they have magazines that have been thumbed through over and over. I would totally pick this up in a waiting area and enjoy it much more. Still wouldn't get through it all. Well, I guess it depends on your weight. But it's a nice, tiny coffee table book. You can read it anytime. Again, check out his website, Timber Hawkeye. Lots of interesting information on it. I got this used you can click on my link in the description and get your own book, your own copy if you like. Please also, speaking of like my video, subscribe to my channel, make sure you click the little bell so you get notifications, and I will upload a video every week for you. And tell me, have you read this and what can you recommend next? So now I'm not the wondering about Buddhist and I'm still on the egg. Now the egg's cracked open and I have a little bit of an idea, at least according to Timber Hawkeye, his idea of, of Buddhism. So tell me, please recommend to me, what should I read next as someone who is seeking more peace but still a novice as to the idea of Buddhism? And it doesn't have to be about Buddhism. I will read anything that will teach me how to maintain internal peace. And I love to learn. I've read a lot, I've experienced a lot, but little reminders like this are so great, aren't they? Okay, so I'll see you next week. Until then, cheers.